What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome to an album review for the newest album from BTS titled Love Yourself, Her. I don't know exactly, we're not normal, so I kind of started doing these reviews with a score. This one's not going to have a score. I haven't put that much thought and effort into this specific album review, so if you're expecting something like deeper, like my last couple of album reviews, do apologize for that. But I've got some thoughts, I got some feelings about this one that I want to put it down on video, share it with you guys, and of course discuss it. And the first thing that I have got to say, or that I think is somewhat a little bit motivated and triggered, I guess, caused. Somebody left a comment on one of my reaction video for DNA, and I was like, that's a pretty decent point, but I think this. And the general gist of their comment was, they kind of said, like, people say that this song DNA and this album isn't really, they don't like it because it's not BTS. And then they listed out all the reasons why this is very much still a BTS song. It still does have that BTS sound and feel to it. And I agree, but I also do disagree. And the reason for that is because their main highlight was, like, BTS has always been constantly evolving song to song, album to album. And while I don't really disagree with that, statement and that belief, I don't think that BTS has been a massively evolutionary group from release to release. Like, they've started one place and they have taken their time getting to where they are at now, or where they were at with their previous album. And the jump from their previous album to this one is drastic, it's dramatic, it is massive, it is huge. So if you're looking at it from this sense, this is definitely, I think, the biggest jump in their musical evolution that BTS has ever taken. I mean, and I've listened to a lot of BTS music. I listen to a lot of music in general, so maybe what I'm thinking and what I'm listening to, or what I'm imagining, or what I'm thinking about in regards to this evolution of BTS is a little bit muddied, or is a little unclear. But it is something that I think that BTS, that their evolution as a group lead up until the gap between the previous album and this album specifically, it has been much smaller, and then this most recent evolution has been a drastic evolution. And in that sense, it still, I suppose, still has that BTS feel to it. It still does, to me at least, feel like a BTS song. It still has the very base thing, the core thing that makes BTS as a group, or the music that BTS puts out as a group, it's makes it somewhat easily identifiable as a group, or as a BTS song. Aside from the fact that Rap Monster is easily noticeable in the songs, and because of his vocals and stuff like that. There's other elements that are like dead giveaways, but the core thing that makes BTS music is still present in this song. The thing that makes this different, and the thing that makes this something that is not a BTS album, not a BTS sound, is the fact that I think, which is a pretty big hint for the fact that the skit thing in this song is their acceptance speech for the Billboard Music Awards. The song following up after that, it's called Mic Drop. I don't look at the lyrics, so that's not necessarily relevant, but I do kind of get the sense that it's kind of like a, yeah, we're accomplishing all of this stuff, like, look, no matter what you guys say, we're doing it, we're killing it, we're slaying. And just like throwing down is basically what that song's about. And so the album is very much a kind of a statement that, like, look at all the stuff that we're achieving, right? You guys, like, nobody's holding us back, nobody's holding us down. No matter what you say, no matter what you think, right, you're not stopping us. Look at all the stuff that we've achieved. And also, by the inclusion of the Chainsmokers and all that stuff who worked on one song on this album, at the very least, this album, I think, kind of signifies also too the dramatic change between the last series of albums and this one, including also their entire rebrand as well. Kind of indicates to me that they're shifting focus a little bit. They're kind of shifting their gaze. They got their gaze over on the United States market. They're like, North America, United States, we're coming for you. We're making music that's, kind of meant to be a little bit more into your taste or something like that. And we're working with the artists that you guys love. We're generating some buzz and some hype that way. And they've definitely, despite the fact that their whole acceptance speech and all that stuff was like, we're just going to continue doing us, and that's gonna, and we're gonna succeed based on our own merit as a Korean pop group. They have shifted their music style a little bit for this album over to something, and worked with people in the American music industry that is going to kind of sway American listeners more towards listening to them. It's going to get people interested, and that honestly isn't them going like selling out or going against what Rap Monster said in his acceptance speech. I don't see it that way, because they have the opportunity. The door is open, a crack, a little teeny amount for them to kind of stick their hand in and try and open it a little bit more so that they could work their way in there a little bit deeper, and they should take advantage of that. But it very much does take this album and take this sound that they've come up with, which I really like. Or I really enjoy. It's very refreshing and different for BTS. So in that sense, I really like it. I've enjoyed listening to all of these songs because like they feel like BTS, but at the same time, it feels like a brand new group to me. And so by doing that, they're reinvigorating, I think, a little bit of their fan base a little bit. They're reinvigorating people who are casually interested in BTS. They're bringing a sound and a style that might be a little bit more widely popular, a little bit more, easy to digest for American listeners who, let's be honest, are not the most open to music in a foreign language if they don't speak that foreign language. I think that one of the things that a lot of K-pop fans kind of discount when they say that like BTS is, they're just the Billboard Music Award thing is huge, and like it's gonna be their in, and they're gonna be like their success in the United States is on the cards. Is that like, I'm not discounting that at all, but at the same time, like, just because they won an award doesn't mean that the number one music market in the world, like people quote all the time, is going to turn out and buy their albums. And I think a big time reason for that, as someone who does live in the United States and who has shared Korean artists to like my brother and other family who would like that genre of music, and the main thing that they've said to me is like, it's cool and everything, but I just can't get past the fact that it's in a different language. And so that language barrier is going to be the biggest obstacle for BTS to overcome. Will they be able to do it to any significant degree? Who knows? But the fact is that, the further they get forward, into the United States market, then it does potentially make it easier for other groups to follow in their path, or, provide easier inroads for other groups to make a name for themselves and carve out a little bit of their own market share of the US market in specific. So, overall, this album is something that is, very, very refreshing. It is a big time evolution and leap in the music career and the sound and the style that BTS has. It still remains, to its core, a BTS album. Like, don't mistake that. I still feel that, like, even though these songs on an individual basis and as an album as a whole sound very much different from the BTS that we all know and love, or everybody seems to know and love from the past, it still does, to me at least, feel very, very much like this is legit, authentic BTS while being dramatically different. And this probably is going to mark the era, the beginning of the era, or maybe their whole rebrand and their logo redesign marks the beginning of the era where BTS and Big Hit Entertainment are taking their aim a little bit. Every once in a while, they're going to shift their aim to, taking a shot at trying to break down a little bit of that wall in the North American market, United States market, to, make some money in there, make some inroads, make a name for themselves in that industry. And that's cool. I think that this is their first shot, their first attempt, and it's doing pretty decently by the standards and the metrics that K-pop fans follow. and that's good. I mean, they're doing really, really well compared to their previous releases, so nobody can be upset with that. And you know, overall, I love this album. I haven't been able to stop listening to it for the last couple of days because it is that good and is full of, you know, some really, really super top quality music. And I'm really, really interested and excited for what they're going to come out with next. You know, I kind of touched on it a little bit with my reaction video. Like, are they going to, because they kind of had a style or a pattern to their releases previously. So are they going to start up a new pattern, or are they going to continue that pattern, or what exactly is the future of the music from BTS going to be? I don't specifically know, but I'm really, really excited to see and hear what it is. So that's all I got to say about the album, and I suppose just BTS in general, because I think that this album actually is a really, really good catalyst for some discussion on, you know, BTS, where they're at within the American market, where they're trying to get to, where they're potentially looking at, what they're trying to do, and also acknowledge a little bit of, you know, potentially the reality of foreign music in the United States that they don't necessarily, you know, some people don't necessarily think about as actively as they might, or they probably should. So, you know, lots of things to discuss, you know, surrounding this album, like I, you know, just kind of insinuated. So I'm going to open it up to you guys now to talk about whatever it is that you want. If you want to tell me that I'm wrong, that's cool. Just be nice, because that's what this community is all about. And, you know, just share your thoughts and opinions on this album freely. What you liked about it, what you did not like about it, and, you know, let's get a discussion down in the comments. I'll do my best to reply to as many of you guys as I can within the first, you know, day or so that this video is up, because that's what we want to do. So do that. Join the, if this whole community and this whole discussion based thing is something that you guys are interested in becoming a part of, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. If you want to take the discussion off of YouTube, you can definitely hit me up over on Twitter or Facebook, which are the most conducive to discussion. Or if you really want to talk to me, Instagram is also a way as well. I've got links to those profiles down in the description box below, so click those, give me a follow, and just in general stay updated with what I'm doing. So that's going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.